Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday, and John's on the line. Let's go! Thursday with John! Thursday with John! Turn it up, don't stop! Thursday with John! Keep it loud, we're on air tonight! Thursday with John! Thursday with John! Shake the room, slam the door! Thursday with John! And we want one more!
All right, everybody, welcome to Thursdays with John. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about different views and different ways to view what all is in ClickUp and where your tasks are and all that kind of stuff. We're going to continue that today, but what I'm going to show you today is a completely different way to look at it. It's not a list. It's much more visual. And so if you are a person that likes to see things, you like to click and drag and move things, not just check buttons, this is the view for you. So this is called board views. So let's go ahead and start. You'll notice I'm in campaigns and events, right? Like normal view that we always see. I'm going to click up here. I'm going to say add view, and I'm going to say board. And before we get into all this fun over here, don't forget, you can name it. Might want to auto save it and make it private unless you want everybody to see it. And then protect view. Now let's get into the fun. Okay, so check this out. What we have here is the board view. Some of you might have heard this called Kanban before. What we have is by default, the status is going across the top and then different projects underneath each one of those. So this kind of makes sense, right? We can see where everything's at between all of our different statuses. Now you'll notice in this particular setup, we're only looking at the highest level of each project, right? The main project itself, the foundation capital campaign, all of the niche requests, the foundation Google ad grant, right? The Wichita Business Journal projects, right? We have all of those at this level. And to make a change, to change the status on one of these, all you have to do is just click it. So let's take this data analysis, new program launch. Just click it and drag it to the new status, and it will change that. And we can click it and drag it and put it back. So now keep in mind, it's only changing the status on the highest level of that project. So only the actual new program launch data analytics TBD is getting updated. All the subtasks underneath that are not getting updated. So it's just the top level. And that's not a bad way of kind of viewing things as you're looking at it. We can make this better, though, by just adding a couple of filters. So let's start off with the most obvious filter some of you will want to use, and that's just show me my assignments. Now, you will not see very much here because there's not very much that I am assigned to at the highest level. So how do I see the other stuff? Well, we got to go back to our friend of the subtasks viewing and put it on separate. And boom, there we go. Now we see all of my tasks and where they are. So now I can drag them and drop them wherever I want. I have these civics posters are on hold. Maybe I need to move them back and put them in progress. And these are subtasks underneath the civics posters, so I can move and drag and drop all of them so that they are also in progress. So this is again, if you're a visual person, this is an easy way to update your tasks and see where things are at, see what's falling behind maybe, or see what needs updated, whatever, however you want to think about it. And just click and drag to make changes. It's very easy, very quick. So that's how we can use this. Super useful, but let's find other stuff that is just as cool. And instead of grouping by status, so if you pay attention, I just click the status button up here, right? This is what decides how we're grouping things. We'll change that from status. Let's go down here to due date. So now if I have projects that are past due, which look at this, I do, I can click and drag to give them new due dates. Now this only lets you get about a week, so you're not doing major things with this. You're not delaying things by months. If you need to do that, then you do still probably want to do that in a list view. But if you just want to make quick little changes, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get to this today. I'll get to it on Wednesday. Or what else I like about this is you can see which days are busier. So I'm clean, don't have anything due on Tuesday or Wednesday. So maybe I want to move some of my stuff to those dates. Very useful for if you're falling behind on something. I love it. It works great. And then after due date, let's do assignee. Okay, so this shows every assignee for each task. So, but I am filtering it for me. So it is just every task that I am somewhere an assignee of. They are showing, there's all my stuff. There's stuff I'm paired with Angie, stuff with Mandy, with Becca, with Talon. You get the idea. Now here, maybe one thing we want to add to our filter is the old status is active. So we're not looking at old things. We're only looking at current things. And there we go. So now I can see everything grouped by assignee, and it's up to date. This may not make a lot of sense when you look at me, but let's change this filter from me to Sean and Talon. Perfect. Okay. So now I see task with Sean and Talon and Sean. Some of these I add in Angie, and then Talon and Sean. So if Sean has a bunch of stuff, which of course he does, he always does, busiest man on campus. If he decides, hey, this niche signage, I'm going to give that to Talon. All he needs to do is just click and drag, and it'll get assigned to Talon. Now, I'm not going to drop this here because Talon will get a notification, and she'll be very concerned as to why the heck did I assign her niche signage. So we will not do that to her. We'll just drop it back here. Now, in this view, some views do this, some views don't. Just be prepared. If I were to sort this, which might make sense, right? If I wanted to sort this by assignee, so it's a little more easy to deal with. If I click and drag things, even if I pick it up and put it right back where it was, I get this error that click and drag is disabled whenever the columns are sorted. I don't understand why that is. It's very annoying, but yes, if you sort things on some of the cards, now a couple of the cards, like the original status view, will still let you do it. Some of these won't, and it's very annoying. I don't understand why it won't do that, but there you go. That's the 4 views under board, the way you can customize it and the way I like to use it. And I think, again, let's say this over and over, if you're a visually minded person, I think this made a lot of sense to you today. And you're like, yes, this is something I can kind of put hands on and move, at least click and drag, and it works. So check that out. Give it a try, mess with it, see what all you can find out, and if there's something you like that really works for you. It can be super useful, especially if you're doing a lot of updating. Easy way to get in and make some quick changes. All right, that's it for today. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Okay, bye.